What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday Gun Day. It's Mike back with episode 29 of Gun of the Week. And here we go. Without further ado, there we go. So we got pretty much a full custom build Glock. I was going to do a SIG, but I thought it would be in poor taste with what's going on right now with the 320 series, so I'm not going to do that. But empty mag, empty and clear chamber. Let's talk about the build. So this gun is unique, very unique. It started its life as a Glock 35. So Glock 35, if you don't know, that is a 40 caliber. The 35 and the 34 are like Glock's competition geared models, so they got a bit longer of a barrel than, like, say, a Glock 17 or a full-size, duty-size weapon. It is, they are a bit longer, a bit over a 5-inch barrel, I think 5.2, 5.3-inch barrel. And they are primarily used, not primarily, but mainly used in competition. A lot of competition shooters use the Glock 34, 35 platform. I happen to use a Glock 34 platform for work because if it's good for competition, then it's got to be good for duty carry. And I mean that in the sense of, if guys who are running the guns so fast, so accurately are using them, then why can't you do that in law enforcement, right? The name of the game is get on target faster than the other person. So if competition shooters trust it, then I say we should too, because at the end of the day, it's still a Glock. This isn't a high price race gun. This is a Glock. It will work when you pull the trigger. So, but let's talk about the build. This is a buddy of mine, and I appreciate him letting me use it for Gun of the Week. And this is his reimagining of it. So first off, we'll talk about the obvious, which is the paint job he got on it. So he had it Cerakoted FDE, or flat dark earth, and then he went and did these wild accent paintings, paint markings, or I'm not even sure how he did it, but the accent on it, that kind of gives it a cartoony, futuristic, digital kind of look. I think it looks really, really cool. I don't even know if there's like a name to this style, but if there is, put it in the comments below, because I have no idea. But all I know is it's very visually appealing, right? He used a Zev Optimized Match grade barrel, so it's nice and crowned. It's got the dimples on the side there. You can see very, very nice machine work. Again, it's a Zev, so of course it is. You can see it on the barrel there through the hole in the top. Just very, very nice. I have these on a couple builds that I have, and they're fantastic. The accuracy is second to none on this barrel, so I love that. Night vision, front fiber optic, and matching rear. Not fiber optic, but it's serrated in the back. It's supposed to help cut down on glare and stuff like that in the sunlight. Since we're right here, we have a green Holosun 507 competition. Nice big large window. He has the reticle that has the circle and the dot in the center, so it's a bit larger than normal. So some people like that. It's for USPSA mainly, so that the name of the game is quick acquisition. The larger the dot, sometimes the better that it is. The smaller the dot just means the more accurate you can be. So it all depends on your skill level, where you're at, or your comfort level, whatever you like, right? This cut was there from the factory because the old Gen 4s in the Glock 34, 35 would come with this cut out. From my understanding, it's just to save weight. So the reciprocating mass on the slide from the added slide length helps keep the weight down and allows the slide to cycle reliably. Sorry, you can tell my throat. I'm getting a little scratchy here, so I do apologize if I sound like like I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. But anyway, moving down. So this barrel, if I didn't say it, was changed to a 9mm. I'm sure you might have saw that when I did the close-up of it. So this barrel is a 9mm. This was a Glock 35 in 40 caliber, and we changed it over to a 9mm. All you really have to do is change the barrel, change the recoil spring, and then change the EDP, the extractor depressor plunger that's inside here for the extractor tension on the casing. So that's all you really have to do to change it over to a 9mm. Any Glock 40 caliber you can do this with. So the the recoil spring is a stainless steel, and it is from NDZ Performance. It has a 17-pound spring, so it's just about the same as a stock one. Again, keep that reliability up, but it is stainless steel, so it adds the weight to the front. Talked about the Holosun. On the back, it has an NDZ Performance backplate that allows you to get these wings, these extended wings on the side. And what that is for is easy racking and manipulation of the slide. My buddy whose gun this is does have a little bit of a handicap on his left hand. He has got an issue with his left hand, so he utilizes these, and it works perfectly. So this is a whole backplate from NDZ Performance, and it's really, really nice. It's not like huge where it's catching on everything, but it's it's large enough to be tactile and easy to grab onto. So that's pretty cool. You could even do it one-handed if you really, really needed to, or one-fingered, I should say. Moving down, the frame is a stock Glock frame, but it has been stippled and contoured. I don't know if you could tell underneath the Talon grips there. You could see that there was some stippling. This being a Gen 4, this did have finger grooves, but in the contouring process, when my buddy had this stippled, he had the finger grooves removed. So, I am a finger groove fan, but not everybody is. To each their own. Doesn't matter, right? But yeah, so that's what he did with that. He has a Glock store checkered Gen 4 magazine release. Really good. You're not going to slip off that. It's got really, really good checkering on there, so really easy to hit. But something about this gun that is utterly amazing is this trigger. So this is a Timney alpha trigger. Timney was one of the first companies to innovate on the Glock triggers and change the way that they've been made since almost their inception. Everyone else kind of did the same thing that Glock did, but they changed spring tolerances and things like that. Timney fully re-engineered the way that this Glock trigger works, especially inside. I'm not going to get too deep into it because that's a whole other topic, but it's really, really great. And that allows you to get such an amazing trigger pull and tuning on this gun, or on this trigger setup. So Glocks typically are about 4.5 to 5.5 pounds of pressure. This is under 3 pounds for a trigger. Maintains all of its safeties and all that good stuff, but it's a 3-pound trigger. So if you can kind of ghost this with me, you can see here it's got its take up like everything does, but right there, it'll go off the reset. Little bit of post travel, but not bad, and I'm right back on the wall. So again, the trigger on this is insane. I'll try to get a couple on the pull gauge for you here. So I'm zeroed out. So I'm at 2.5 pounds. I'm going to try to, so it doesn't move. That's 2.5 pounds. 2.5 pounds on a Glock. Some people might say that's scary. I say it's awesome because this is specifically a competition weapon. So you're not carrying this for duty carry or anything like that. Another pull, just under 2.5 pounds. This gun has been shot a lot and very well worn in. So all the parts being worn in, the trigger just gets better and better and better. So yeah, you got a 2.5 pound trigger pull on a Glock. That's pretty amazing, right? The contouring from the stippling and everything is amazing. It fits well in the hand. This is just an aluminum pro magwell. I'm not even sure the company that it's from. I know you can get them on Amazon. They're relatively cheap, but they work. The fitment seems to be right. It doesn't look too bad at all. No burrs or anything sticking out. Haven't really had an issue doing any reloads or anything like that. But it is big enough to put the pressure from the magazine well up on my pinky. So it allows my fingers to get really, really solid grip on the gun. And then it is double undercut. So with that high undercut there, it's a fantastic grip. It feels amazing in the hand. So the shootability of this gun is off the charts, especially being a 9mm now. If this was still a 40 caliber, it would probably suck a little bit, but being a 9, it's so flat to shoot. Returns to 0 immediately, which is why he uses it in competition. But yeah, so that's the build. That's the gun of the week. Oh, the serrations that were actually put in. So obviously Gen 4s don't come with front cocking serrations. That's a Gen 5 thing. A couple of Gen 4s did, but that was at the end when they were about to switch. But my buddy Joey from Infinite Iron Arms milled these into the slide here, as well as direct cut the optic, or the slide for the optic. So he also did these amazing +5 magazine extensions. They just look phenomenal. Glock 17 length, that's what it's telling you. And it just fits amazing. It looks amazing. That was my fault for missing the hole. It happens from time to time. Don't act like you don't know. But yeah, just looks so damn good. But that's the gun of the week. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys next time.